Views on sex before and after marriage has changed drastically. In the older generation, sex was viewed as something sacred and couldn't be talked about. Now, sex is a very widely talked subject, and mostly every teen has had a sexual relationship. Although it isn't viewed good to the older generation, younger people still do it, and much more common now than before. In Chile, it is normal and common to date people in the same social class that you are. Most parents do not allow their kids to date or marry someone that is not in the same social class, which can be an issue because your parents will most likely shame you if you do date someone. So it is an emotional issue and psychological. Some of the foods that are presented in Chilean wedding is an empanada as an appetizer, followed by an alcoholic drink called pisco sour. For the entree, a lot of meat is eaten with either rice or potatoes, followed with wine. For traditions, it is common for the bride to have a first dance with the groom and then the family. The minimum age of marriage is 18 with parental consent, but you can legally be married at age of 16 with your parents' consent and more paperwork presented. It was common to have an arranged marriage, but now no one does that, and they marry whomever they like as long as it is legal. In Chile, you are able to get married either by the church or through a government certificate. Some requirements include social security number, birth certificate, and 2 witnesses. The civil marriage method is much cheaper and faster than the traditional wedding, as it is more expensive and complex. The ceremony is usually a lot more crowded in the party because the parties tend to be much more costly due to catering, venue expenses, and entertainment. Usually after a ceremony, since there is no food provider, guests go home, change, and attend to the party where dinner is served. Since most newlyweds tend to overspend on the party and ceremony, they live at home with their parents for a few years in order to save money and whenever they're ready to move out. Some couples, however, choose to stay at home with their parents not because of money but free will. Now it is more common for both of the parents to go out and work, so the grandparents tend to take the role of a caretaker and raise the children while both of the parents are off working in order to provide for the children. Kids tend to have a deeper connection with their grandparents due to this. It is common for newer generations to not have children, but in Chile it is still something that is repeatedly pushed when a couple gets married. Younger generations tend to have more conscious of their impact on the world and choose not to have kids in order to save money and time. It's still common for the wife to stay at home and be a home wife, but newer generations are changing the stereotype. Also, the husband are now more likely to stay at home and take care of kids while the mom goes out and work, vice versa. Although discouraged, divorce is legal and allowed for couples that choose to end their former relationship and separate their lives. It is a long process that requires lawyer time and money. Couples who are separated sometimes choose to stay married in order to avoid public scrutiny and embarrassment. Divorce is an expensive and time-consuming process. Some laws require that the couple needs to be living separately for a required amount of time. There are 3 types of divorces in Chile: common divorce agreement, one-sided divorce, and full divorce. All of these have their own meaning, and it makes it easier for couples that want a divorce but don't know which one to choose. Same-sex marriage is still not legal in Chile, but there is a government law protecting gay couples. Younger generations tend to be more open-minded and caring for them, so they do protests and petitions to make sure that they are protected. On the other hand, most of the older generations do not accept gay couples. In Chile, infidelity is seen very wrong and is often the main cause of divorces. Some couples, however, tend to be blinded and do not want to know the truth because it can hurt their social status and reputation, so they just keep quiet.